Welcome back, everyone, here at Stealing the Spotlight with me, Sarah Green. And today we got a very special co-star. Hey, let's make some noise. The studio audience is going crazy. Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, so I'm Natasha Herbert. I am a creative in Cleveland. I specialize in wedding photography. Mostly, most people know me as a photographer, but I am actually a hybrid shooter. So I shoot both photo and video as of late.
The invention of the internet with social media. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for artists to promote their work.
Yeah.
I see you doing that literally all the time.
Yeah.
But are there any negative effects that you've seen around creativity, creating art, that has come with social media, the internet, whatnot?
When the emergence of influencers and all of that started to arise, I think people started to mimic what other people were doing, and that started to become oversaturated. But now I think it's important for people to be authentic and with their creativity, because people are seeking that.
Yeah.
They want connection now. After that emergence, everybody wants to be an influencer and do all these things. But I think we're looking for creators who are a bit more authentic, and there are a lot of really great talent out there right now. But it's just some people are being overlooked because you got all this, I feel like it's just, like I said, it's oversaturated. So,
and it's like a business. It's all about a business now. You can't just make something for fun and put it out there. I feel like even with myself trying to make content online, especially with through the medium of social media, a lot of times when I'm creating, I'm thinking more about the audience than I am thinking about me being creative.
Yeah.
And I feel like that stifles my creativity sometimes.
Yes.
Do you feel that in your lane in any way?
I actually don't. I mean, I'm always coming from. So I'm into astrology a lot.
Wait, what's your sign?
I'm a Gemini sun and a Sagittarius moon and rising. But
double Sag?
Yeah, I'm double Sag.
So
I'm all about adventure and
Yeah.
just being carefree and all of that. But then the Gemini is intellect, communication. So I think I thrive in that. But then my second house is in Aquarius, and I have Jupiter.
Oh, you're really into it.
Oh yeah,
you said all the houses.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm really into it. And so where I shine is being my authentic self, and that's how I actually make money too. I learned that through my I had a reading, my natal chart reading, and she was like, "You need to continue to do what you do, because as the more unique you are, the more money you bring in."
Ooh,
so, yeah.
Wait, you're making me want to get something read. I don't know. I have a lot of Virgo. I'm a Virgo, and then I have 3 other ones that are in Virgo.
Oh, but then so very grounded. But then Virgos are very, very disciplined. They're about their money too. So
trying to be. Hey, subscribe. No, I love that.
Yeah.
No, but back to okay, I would love for you to go into a little bit more about what you're doing today, because we have a celebrity here. Okay, this is a celebrity. You've been in magazines. You've been featured. Your art has been shown around the world, and we love that. We love that so much. But I kind of want to give everybody a flavor of where you started, where you came from, and where you ended up.
So I guess, the start, I'll go all the way back to childhood. Please. So I had a pretty rough upbringing. Drugs was that during the 90s, an epidemic happening during that time. So my family was affected by it, me and my siblings. And so my upbringing was kind of tough, but at the same time, what I did as an outlet was I used to draw all the time. So I knew that very early on. I was very creative. I was very great, in art classes and stuff like that. But I didn't really pay attention to it like that. And it's a funny story I had in middle school. We had all girl classes.
Okay.
And then I drew this beautiful rose on my arm, right? And so all the girls I want one. Can you draw?
So you're okay,
yeah, right. Yeah, right. I had a whole little tattoo thing going on. I don't even know.
That's you about
and that's middle school.
Yes.
And I just knew then, I'm like, oh, this art is bringing, people together.
That's so cool.
And so I was just like, wow, I'm drawing on all these girls, man.
But you saw the attraction to what you were creating.
Exactly. And I think now, in my modern day, my photography draws in, and I bring in, and it's the same.
I would say so. I can attest. and everyone else is gonna follow, and they can attest.
But literally, it's that same energy. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it just transferred over into adulthood. So yeah.
Okay, wait. I want to kind of stay on that topic of like art and specifically photography, like bringing people together and just all creative fields. Because you do art, video, you do some promotional stuff, some weddings, which is like super intimate. Yeah. I definitely want to get into that.
Yeah.
What has the creative community in Cleveland been like for you? And I know you lived away from Cleveland for a while, so like college, and then also
I went to Michigan State.
Yeah. So how do you feel growing up here was seeing creativity being expressed, if you did notice it, aside from your own experience?
I don't think I mean, growing up, I didn't see much, but like, I will say, so like, when I came back to Cleveland, I'm gonna shout him out. His name's Donald Black. Hey. He's a photographer in Cleveland. You may see his work. He has this like, it's photography. He has this like mural, and it's a father and a son. They're playing chess. May have seen it going down going down Kinsman.
Wait, and yes, I have seen this. Yes.
And then he has another one. Like I think there's a girl playing with like some, I don't know if it's a light or something. But when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this is beautiful. And it was like black art being, just. You're seeing it while you're driving, and I just think that it's just so beautiful. Yeah. And so, Donald Black is dope. Like I just like
we're lucky to have some crazy good murals in Cleveland that are actually representative of the neighborhoods that they're in, and representative of artists who are actually here. Exactly. There's some from other places too, but there's so much Cleveland artist murals around Cleveland,
including my uncle Gary. He did the mural of the lady. She's on the side of the Caramel House.
Oh no way!
Yeah, that's my uncle.
When did he do that?
That was a long time ago.
That's crazy.
But he's
iconic.
Yeah.
That is wait, so are you from a family of artists then?
Kind of, I would say. Well, family of athletes, artists. Yeah, I would say so.
So you grew up around people who are creative.
Yeah, for the most part. Even my brother, like he's creative. Actually, everybody's pretty creative. My sister is a balloon artist. Like she does.
Whoa, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Now I know what to call for my birthday.
Right. But I think a lot of my family are very, very creative. So
do you feel like that helped you? Because I know a lot of creative people that their families don't necessarily validate that as a career path.
Right.
But you went to school for art.
So I went to school for actually digital media. I was a web designer / game designer.
A game designer?
Yeah.
This journey it's taking us places. Yeah. Okay.
So I used to be a gamer. We used to work at GameStop. I was a game designer and then a graphic designer. I did all things graphic and all of that. And then when I took photography seriously when I realized that people needed better photos for their websites. And that's how I was going to profit that way, I figured. But I actually fell in love with photography as I was going, testing the camera out and figuring things out. But
so it kind of found you.
It did.
Ooh.
It did. Yeah. So I never went to school for photography, but I just became self-taught. I started to I watched YouTube videos and
YouTube University.
Exactly.
That's how I learned dang near everything I know.
Yeah. I started watching YouTube videos. I second shot for another photographer back in Michigan because that's where I went to school.
Yeah.
She was like, Natasha, you have a great eye. I would really love for you to come second shoot at this wedding. I shot it, right? Then she was like, you are an amazing shooter, but I could tell that you lack the technical skills. Like you got to get to know your camera a bit more.
Yeah.
So learn the exposure triangle, right?
Yeah.
So when she told me that, I was like, okay, what is the exposure triangle? Let me learn what aperture and
what did she say? Let me look that up.
And ISO. Yeah. And so I started to, teach myself all of that. And once I learned that, it was
so you were mostly self-taught.
Yeah.
Pretty much all self-taught.
Yep.
Plus YouTube. Thanks YouTube.
Yeah.
Shout
thanks
out.
YouTube.
YouTube will live forever. I will stand on that for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
YouTube will live forever. But wow. Okay, was that first wedding, did that spark your love for weddings or just photography? Because that's been your claim to fame, low-key, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. That first wedding did spark something in me. I think after I posted it, it was like I got all of this quote unquote validation. It was like, oh my God, Natasha, you're so good. And, and I think from there, it was just I started to receive inquiries. Hey, can you do my wedding? Can you do this? And it just grew from there. And I was just like, oh, this is
at that point. Did you have another job? Were you working at GameStop?
I was working at, where was I working? At a printing. I worked at a couple of printing companies, and then I also worked at a T-shirt screen printing company.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, so I have some background.
Was this all in Cleveland?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Okay, so how did you transition? Because I feel like nowadays everybody's got to have a side hustle because money doesn't go as far these days. Everybody knows that. And so I feel like with that, a lot of people are taking their passions or things that they're finding that they just happen to be good at, whether it be photography, social media, cooking, I don't even know, like braided hair, all the stuff, and making it their main thing, or at least building it up to a point where it's really producing them income.
Yeah.
Was there like an inflection point for you when you were like, wow, I would rather do this than do whatever else I'm doing?
You mean photography?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I started to see those inquiries, I was like, oh, is this where I should go?
Is this where I should jump? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I was still doing websites and stuff for people and clients, but then I slowly but surely started to shift into the photography realm. And then I was just like, I started to get heavily into it and I loved it. And I just kept going. A lot of people may not know this, but back when I was in 2010, the fashion shows were crazy in Cleveland. We had hair shows, fashion shows, and it was just like, wow, during that time. And we had a team called the Design Lab. It was like me, two fashion designers, a makeup artist. We got makeup by Sin. Sarah. Yeah, and then D Hayes and Anton. We just had like a whole team. Keith, he was another one. I think he's in Atlanta now, but we were all part of this team. And we started to like think of like shoots to do, like creative shoots. And I was shooting a lot of fashion work earlier on, but I realized I was like, wait, this is not making any money.
You're like, okay, that's interesting because in bigger cities, there definitely is a lot of money there.
Cleveland just wasn't it. You know, if you were in New York or LA,
you're good. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like, you got it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I would have kept on, actually, at some point earlier on, I was thinking about moving to LA. And I think my life probably would have been different. I still would have been a photographer, but I probably would have been shooting like more fashion stuff.
That would have been an interesting one. And I wonder how that's affected like I feel like I always think back to the internet because now people can be shooting their outfits in their bedroom and then the next day they're at the Met Gala. Like it literally anything is possible right now. So I feel like you can dream. People aren't even dreaming big enough to be honest to meet where we're at with just having a phone and like being able to make a whole career out of that.
You could do a lot with the phone, man.
You can do a lot, and YouTube University. Like, you can do so much. So you almost moved to LA. Was there something that like stopped you in your tracks? Was it family, like anything like that?
It just wasn't calling me. It was family. My grandmother was getting older. She was who raised me. Because like I said, I had a tough upbringing. So my grandmother took me and my siblings into custody. And so as she got older, in 2013, this was earlier on in my career. So I was only 3 years in the game. And I do remember beforehand, she was upset at me at first. She was like, you want to be a photographer after all that schooling you did and da 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 da. She was kind of like, what? You know, like,
and you're probably making good money on the back end because were you doing back end of websites?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah.
And especially now there's so many like, I work on websites too, but like I'm on the front end, I'm making the content. I don't have to deal with all the guts because now they had programs to automate all of that. Back then it was we were
coding.
You needed a
coder. Yeah.
You needed it.
Yeah. So it's wild. But she was just like, she was upset at first. And then 3 years in the game, she's seeing my progress in like real time. And then, like she was older. So she's like writing in all caps on Facebook, like, oh my God, Natasha, I'm proud of you. And
oh my God.
And like when I heard that, I was like, oh man. And then in 2013, that's actually like, I would say like, maybe it was like a month or so before she passed. That's when that like she realized like I was going somewhere.
Wow.
And I was just like, dang. Then I took off.
Wow.
Shortly after she passed, and I was just like, dang. But I'm like
she saw it though.
Yeah, she still sees it.
She sees it today.
Yeah, she's proud. I'm like, I know she's proud. So
so sweet.
Yeah.
But so you decided to stay in Cleveland.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into this wedding stuff.
Yes.
Because I have a few friends who work in weddings.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that industry Like, we've seen the shows, we've seen the Bridezillas.
Yeah.
What is that like? How do you keep your emotions how do you stay honestly, I think probably most of it is your personality style and your ability to like get along with people.
Yeah.
But what was like breaking into that? Was it difficult for you at all, given your personality, or like?
It was very easy because I mean, okay, so weddings are probably the most like, how can I explain this? They're easy for me. They're not easy for every photographer.
Right.
I feel like a lot of really great wedding photographers have a good balance of both masculine and feminine energy. And because you have to know how to pose the bride and how a bride should look on her wedding day. She wants to look beautiful. She wants to look glamorous. It's my day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the groom, he wants to look powerful.
Yeah.
You know,
A leader.
He wants to lead. He wants to, or if it's a partners, same sex, it doesn't matter. Like, I see the energy in everybody and how they want to feel. And I think as a photographer, you kind of got to know, like, you kind of got to feel that energy.
You got to read people quick.
Yes.
Because it's not like you really, really know these people.
Yeah.
The wedding planner might, but you got to catch a vibe really quickly and be like, oh, this is what your vibe is?
Yeah,
okay,
now I know how to capture you.
Wow. Okay. That's dope.
Yeah.
So as a photographer, when you're like at the weddings, are you just like sneaking around? Like, is that the vibe? I've only been to so many weddings.
No, I'm not really sneaking around. I'm more so, I am attentive.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention to detail. I'm paying attention to what they're putting their money into. Are the decorations beautiful? You know, like, I'm paying attention to what it looks like, and then also the feeling and intensity of the couple is themselves, because they both have two separate personalities, but together, when they get together, they have a couple's personality.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so some couples are a bit more serious in tone or whatnot, and this is how I explain it in my consultations. If you're more serious, I would kind of go into more of a regal royalty route.
Yes.
You know, like when I'm
I've seen that
posing
in some
them.
of your videos, yeah.
And then if they're like silly, we're gonna go fun.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna,
let's run around, let's frolic.
Right. Yes.
let's do
so
a dance.
I want to shoot true to the nature of that couple.
Yes.
And so I'm reading them and I'm like, okay, if they're a mixture of both, we're gonna go both. Because some of them.
Sorry, go
ahead. No, you're good.
Did you always have that skill of like being able to read people's energy?
I think
and, like,
so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah. I feel that as well. I feel like a lot of creative people do, because there's something about understanding the human experience and like how people are expressing them that I feel like helps you relate to them and kind of understand the collective consciousness. Yeah. All right, we're getting a little woo-woo. Yeah, but it's for real though. It is. Because if you understand where people are coming from, you can understand what they would relate to. Exactly. So how do you feel? Do you ever like feel empathetic when it comes to photographing people? It could be weddings, it could be anything, but like, are you ever like moved while you're taking photos? Yes. And does that get like distracting? Because it's such a big moment. Yeah. There's been a few moments that I can like kind of touch on. Actually, one just happened recently. But I'll touch on the weddings. But for some of the weddings, like the vows. Oh. Sometimes, like, when I know, I could kind of feel and tell, like, this couple, they were meant to be. They're in love. Yes. And it's based on the vows, and when the vows get me choked up, I'm like, oh, I gotta stay in it. So I gotta stay in it. Yeah. If the groom is crying, if she's crying, I gotta capture this. You need those photos. They want those photos. Yeah. They want that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can have all the I show the posy photos, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like what they really love and crave are those candid moments that are between them two. And so I think a lot of couples are drawn to me because I can do that, you know? So every now and then I try to drop them in my I was before, like, drop them in my, like, as a post, like, show, like, the groom crying. Or just people crying in general, the mom. Yeah. And I always tell photographers, especially wedding photographers, you always have to keep your head on a swivel. Know where the moms are. The bridesmaids. Yeah. They're crying. Yes. Even some groomsmen I've seen, like, you gotta just kind of look around and see what's going on. Because they want to remember how they felt that day. And they want to see what their people were doing. Yeah. There was another instance, I won't name any names, but work at school, and then there was a student
whose mom passed from cancer, and they created a beautiful graduation and everything for the mom right before she passed, so she could see her daughter graduate. And I mean, the whole school was in on it, and it was just like a beautiful experience. But I had to capture that, and it was just one of the toughest things I had to do recently. And but they were just so like,
you can feel the love.
Yes, and they were like, "Oh my God, these photos! You cannot even put a price on these." You know. So
how does it feel for people to have those types of reactions to your photos?
It means a lot, because you're taking a moment in time, and you are, you're just taking a moment in time, and you're just making it a still. But it's like, wow, like we had that moment, and so,
and you're in on it, like, because you can feel it.
So
that's wild.
I've been through some stuff, and I've been behind the camera all crying, like,
it's like, oh wait, no, I gotta say
but I have to keep it,
keep it composed. On the flip side of that, I've also seen a lot of your photography of events and parties and like creative gatherings and whatnot. So how did you kind of, I mean, you're already in the community, but did you always want to do that?
Yes.
Like capture those moments as well?
Yeah, I think it's important. Like, I think as an artist, that is the way in which you bring people together. And so, like, people see themselves and they feel connected to this. So, like, if I'm at a party and I'm filming, or if I'm wherever I am, people want to feel seen, you know, and I think that's a connecting piece. And so when we're posting these images and stuff, and people are like, "Oh my God, that's me," or what I mean? And I'm vibing, and they love seeing themselves.
And people want to join the vibe, because like social media, other people will see it who weren't there. And it's like, wait, these people look like me. They look like they're having a good time.
I'm going to the next one.
I'm going to the next one. And I feel like we all see it all the time, so we don't necessarily deep it as much as it should be. Because community is everything. So I'm not from Cleveland, but over the past year, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put myself out there.
Oh, yeah.
I went to like my first event alone, met some people there, and you just like keep building, and if you put yourself out there, it feels like Cleveland just like steps right back to you. Like, they'll meet you if you just like put yourself out there an inch.
So
how have you seen like the creative community kind of evolve as long as you've been here?
I think Cleveland has been doing a lot of like projects, like, so like, for instance, like I'll shout them out, Assembly of the Arts, and how they use grants and stuff to help support artists in the city. I was one of those I received a grant through them, and so I teach photography.
Oh no.
So that's another thing I can touch on. But I teach it, and so I bought some cameras that I needed for the students to shoot with. So but I just feel like a lot of art. There are more opportunities now in Cleveland for artists now. We got a lot of grant opportunities, and there's a lot more murals in the city, and you know what I mean.
And the information's getting to the right communities more. I feel like, like before, I feel like there might have been opportunities, but only certain people knew about them or knew how to apply to them. And Assembly for the Arts, shout out Deidre. Like, especially because I see her literally everywhere. And just actually getting out into the community and meeting people where they're at, so they know what the heck is going on and what they have access to.
And then there's another if we want to shout them out, there's Creative Meetups is another one that's a really good one where you can meet other artists and stuff. I just say I think more artists are coming together. They're speaking about things that matter, touching on subjects that matter. So I mean, Cleveland is doing his thing.
Yes. Speaking of doing their thing, another thing you're doing on your literal entire laundry list, like, you must have a great sketch. Are you like an organized person?
Man, okay. No, but I be trying.
Like, you have to.
I have to. If it's not on my calendar, I literally will forget. But then sometimes I'm like, it's on my calendar. I'm like, oh, I had to shoot.
I'm supposed to be with Sarah today.
Right. Yeah. So,
but you added something on recently. Like, I don't know when y'all started this, but I know I seen it when you guys had like 0 followers because I follow you.
Yeah.
And so it's Club 227.
Yes.
So can you explain that to everybody and like what it is, why you started it?
Oh, this is like a joy to explain. Yeah, so Club 227 is a Black Sapphic ecosystem of events. So that's on our Instagram, but it's a party. It's a party. It's a party. It's a social event. People dance. It's dope. When I first so a lot of people might know who's been following me for a very, very long time. I started this thing called Flirt. It's called Flirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love to flirt.
So Flirt was like, it was supposed to be a lesbian social, but then I kind of let some other people get in my ear about it, and we opened it up, and I was like, oh, this is not kind of the vision I was going for at first.
And it's your thing. At the end of the day with creatives, if it's your thing, you gotta do your thing.
Yeah, I had let people in my ear, and I'm like, hold on, this is actually not the vision of what Flirt was supposed to be. So I just kind of like, all right, I let that go a little bit. Then me and Britt, DJ Red Eye, we collab, because me and her, we do a lot of events.
She's also everywhere.
Yes.
Y'all too. Everywhere.
Yeah, we gonna be everywhere. But then we were at especially at one point everywhere together because she was at some of the benefits that I was capturing. She was a DJ.
Yeah.
Or like some other events that we worked.
Seen her on Mocha. I've seen her on Planet.
Yeah. She's at Mocha tonight.
Oh. You see what I'm saying? Like we're all connected. Yeah. That's why you gotta know everybody.
Right. But we were like, we need to do something together because we know what curated events look like. You literally are the vibe of the party. I'm the capture the vibes. Yes. Let's come together and do something. Yes. And Club 227 became that. We saw a gap in the community where Black queer women, like, we don't have a safe space and creative community for us to be. And so we were like, we need this. And so
let's build it. Let's really build it.
Let's do it.
And it's a traveling party.
It's a traveling party, and it's been gaining so much momentum I'm talking about we started in February.
Yeah.
And we had 0 followers to like now we're about to be at 600.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
that's a lot of people. If you really think about it, I've seen a couple posts lately that's like, oh, I only got 100 likes, and it shows like one person surrounded by 100 people like staring at you.
Yeah.
If you think about, you saw that? Yeah. Yes, I was like, wait, what am I complaining about?
Right.
Like, that's actually crazy.
That's a lot of people.
If 600 people came to your party, that would be insane.
Yes. That would be 600 insane. People are following us right now, so I'm just like,
that's sick. Yeah. So what do you hope for people who find it? Obviously find community, but like just have a place of release really, huh? Like the goal.
The goal of it? Yeah, I think it's a place for people to actually, they can find connections.
Oh, they can flirt.
Connections, meet other queer folk, or just people in general, because it's not just, we say it's queer centered and led, but everybody's literally there.
Yes.
So I think it's just a beautiful, it's a place to be free, be yourself, and to just vibe out.
Beyond kind of like what you're saying earlier about having somebody in your ear and be like, no, I gotta pivot, I gotta get back to business. Yeah. Was there like a moment in your life where the spotlight was on something else and you had to steal it back for like what your path really was? Even though you're hella grounded, like it kind of seems like you knew your path and you just have taken steps towards the right direction. So maybe advice for people who don't have that journey.
Yeah, I think like if you're really passionate about something, like just go for it. Like I said, like when I had that Flirt idea, there were people in my ear, and I was like literally in a relationship, and I was just kind of allowing things to like, I'm like, why am I shifting this? This is not like, and I didn't feel good about it. Sometimes you just gotta listen to your gut instinct and really be like, no, let's stick to it. But so,
and trust your taste and your vision.
Trust your vision. Yes, definitely trust your vision. I think there's a lot of people who have really great visions of ideas and things that they want to do, but they just can't execute them properly, or or fear of execution sometimes. And I think like if you just do it, like take the step and do it, like you're gonna. And a lot of times when you do that, I feel like whatever you believe in, God, divine, universe, like there is literally gonna just like push you, and like all the things are gonna fall into place. You just gotta trust. You gotta trust.
Your path is already made, and everything that's supposed to happen will happen for you. Yeah. And it's all about you just following like what's truly inside.
Because people can see, like I think for me, when I became a wedding photographer, they were like, you know what? A lot of people can see that I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
When they see that you're truly passionate about it, man, the money comes.
It'll flow. Everything will be in flow.
Everything is meant to be. Yeah, opportunities are coming, and then also on top of that, my biggest marketing strategy is word of mouth.
So, and that's the most reliable one too.
Most reliable.
Yeah.
I'm in front, if you think about it, especially as a wedding photographer, you're in front of 100 or so people, maybe even 200 or 300. Depends on how big that wedding is. But all these people are watching you, the photographer, a lot of the times, and they're watching how professional you are, how you carry yourself,
how you
move, how creative you are sometimes. You know, like they're watching you.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times those people are gonna ask about you. Who was that photographer that you had your wedding? And then when they see the photos, they're like, "Oh, I gotta
need it.
I need that person."
Yeah.
You know, and so. And it speaks to yourself, you know, like and what you do. And so I would say if you have that vision, that passion, do it.
If someone has a vision or a passion, but they're kind of like second guessing it, because I feel like that's very easy today when so many people are putting things out there and we're consuming so much. And also like another question, everybody's picking up a camera. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? I knew my freaking evil laugh, because listen, not everybody, like you said, that your mentor for that little moment said that like, I love your eye, I can really see this, but like you gotta learn.
Yeah,
I feel like some people are trying to dive into things.
They're diving into it, but they're not learning. Yeah. And a lot of them are like jumping into it so fast to the point where it's like, do you know what composition is? Do you know how to frame your stuff? Do you know how to, you know what I mean?
Or do you even want to know?
Right.
Or do you just want to get?
Or you just want to
get
exactly.
So it's like
you're not learning the art of photography. You're just like, I'm just gonna pick up this camera and just do. And it's like,
I don't like that. I feel like that's a little bit disrespectful to the art. I feel like that across all art forms, like whether it's making videos, whether it's editing, like literally anything. And you also see a lot of repetition of ideas.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like when when it was just like influencer after influencer, but I'm like, you took from that person, that's her person took from. I'm just like, where's the
authenticity? Where's the creativity? Because at the same time, here's my take on that. Here's my take on that, because I see a lot in the social media space. And one thing is, there are trends. But like, make it your own. Add your sauce to it, for one, if you're going to follow a trend. But for two, if you're copying somebody's whole brand, or you're taking the style that's just like trendy, I don't think you can really call yourself a creator at that point. Is that crazy to say?
No, that's right.
Because what are you creating? You're replicating. You're not necessarily creating. And I feel like it's more fun. What'd you say?
Clone.
You're cloning. You're copy pasting. You're Control-C, Control-V. I don't know the shortcuts.
Yeah, you're right. Control-C.
It just, I don't know. I think it's because it's harder. It is harder to come up with to live life. That's step number one, is live life, experience things, go to parties, meet people, join communities, like, have fun. Just live your life and be inspired by that, and infuse that into something that you want to create.
Exactly.
It's harder because you don't know how you want to express yourself. It takes years to shake that out. But in my opinion, if you're making something that's copy paste and you're not using your life experience, it's not going to go too far. So also for those people who are really creative and are creating their own stuff that it hasn't quite picked up yet, don't lose faith. Because everything else will fall off. That's how I feel.
You said it best.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Somebody who wants to have a good time, they should go to Club 227.
For sure. We got a whole lineup.
Oh, so stay tuned for the rest of the summer. So, it'll be recurring.
Yeah, and follow Club227.social.
And follow Natasha Herbert.
And follow Natasha Herbert. Yep.
And Booker. But I feel like you're both too busy.
I am. Yep. Especially for weddings. I mean, and I'll be in Mexico next month.
All right, now she's bragging. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me and just being here. I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love this.
I love this too. I love yapping. It's so much fun. All right. Bye, everybody.
See? That was good.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm glad you